She called me just a driver, mocked my hustle, laughed at my dreams, until I became the CEO of the company she desperately wanted to work for. Now she's standing in my office, begging for an opportunity. Life really does come full circle. Welcome to Infidelity Truths. Before we dive into today's gripping story, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more thrilling stories just for you. Let's begin. My name is Marcus. I'm 32. I run a modest but successful construction business that I built from scratch. It's not flashy, but it's honest work. I'm proud of what I do, even if it doesn't come with suits and boardrooms. I've always believed that respect is earned, not worn. For nearly 2 years, I was in a relationship with Vanessa, 29. We met at a trivia night downtown, the kind with sticky tables and vintage posters on the walls. She was witty, beautiful, magnetic, the kind of woman who turns heads without trying. Everyone seemed drawn to her, like she had her own gravitational pull. And me? I got caught in her orbit, hard. She worked in IT support for a tech firm in the city. Entry-level stuff, though you'd never know it from the way she talked. The way she carried herself, you'd think she owned the place. She could spin stories about her office drama like it was the plot of a prestige drama series. And I listened, because I cared. At first, things were golden. Weekend hikes, late-night tacos, indie films in a near-empty theater. She even used to rest her head on my shoulder during the credits. But somewhere along the way, the small things started piling up. The jokes about my boots, the way she wrinkled her nose when I picked her up in my truck, the way she never introduced me to any of her coworkers, even when we crossed paths with them. Still, I brushed it off. I was in love. I figured we were different people from different worlds, but we could make it work. Then came last month. Vanessa told me her company was throwing a big client appreciation event at an upscale hotel downtown. She was on the planning committee and stressed about the whole thing. One night, while scrolling through her phone on the couch, she mentioned her coworker, Amanda, was bringing her lawyer boyfriend. She said it casually, like it was nothing. So I asked, can I come with you? You've been so stressed. Maybe I could just be there for support? She hesitated. Just for a second, but I noticed. I guess, she said, but it's just boring corporate stuff. You probably won't enjoy it. Still, I offered to help. Vanessa had been talking about money problems. Her rent went up, and she kept saying she might have to move. I ended up covering the cost of her new dress, $1,450. I bought a gift basket for her boss, $1,200, and even paid for a few of the event's loose ends she was stressed about. The night of the event, I shaved, wore my best tailored suit, got a fresh haircut. I looked sharp. When I picked her up, she barely looked at me. Did you bring the basket? She asked, stepping out of the house, heels clicking against the pavement. We walked into the hotel. I noticed how she was walking a step ahead of me, not beside me. Right before we entered the ballroom, she turned to me. Maybe wait in the bar. I need to check on a few things first. I can come with you, I said. Help carry stuff. She didn't argue, just gave me a look like I was being difficult. The ballroom was gorgeous. Crystal chandeliers, champagne flutes, people in evening gowns and tuxedos. Vanessa spotted her coworkers immediately and made a beeline toward them. I followed behind. Everything looks amazing, Vanessa, one woman said, glancing toward me. Who's this? Before I could say a word, Vanessa cut in. Oh, this is Marcus, she said with a tight smile. My driver for the evening. Silence. The woman gave me a confused glance. I extended my hand anyway, trying to hide the sting. Vanessa let out an awkward laugh. He dropped me off. He's heading out now. Then she turned to me. Right, Marcus? I stared at her. 2 years together, and I was her driver now. I quietly pulled her aside. What was that? She rolled her eyes. Marcus, don't be dramatic. These people are important. My job is on the line. I reminded her, I helped pay for this party. I bought your dress. I got that gift basket. That's when she looked at me, cold, sharp, like I was an idiot. You should be grateful I even let you in. Something inside me snapped, but not in anger. It was clarity. A calm wave. Everything fell into place. The small digs, the subtle disrespect, The mask finally slipped. I just nodded. You're right. I turned, walked out, grabbed my jacket, and drove home in silence. That night, she blew up my phone. Over 20 messages. Angry, embarrassed, accusing me of overreacting. I turned off my phone, cracked a beer, and sat outside under the stars. For the first time in a long time, I felt free. The next morning, Vanessa showed up at my door. Mascara perfect. Dressed immaculately, always poised. You left, she said, like I'd committed a crime. You called me your driver, I replied. It was a joke. You're so sensitive. These people matter, Marcus. I didn't want them knowing I was dating a contractor. I just looked at her. So, that's what I am to you? She fumbled. It's complicated. Office dynamics, politics. She started crying then. She was good at that, like flipping a switch. I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you. Let's go away this weekend, just us. I didn't say yes, but I didn't say no. I let her believe I was still hooked. Made her coffee, let her talk. A few days passed. Everything seemed normal. Too normal. Then came the setup. My birthday's coming up, she said excitedly on the phone. I was thinking dinner at Le Vitrine. Just a few coworkers. You know, networking. Sounds great, I said. She hesitated again. Thing is, I'm a little short after the party stuff. Could you help cover the dinner? It's $1,200. They require a card on file. I told her I'd help. She came by the next day, all smiles. I handed her a credit card. Not my main one. A flagged company card, already canceled. She didn't even look at it. Kissed my cheek, thanked me, left. That night, I dressed in a new suit. One better than the one I wore to her event. I went to Le Vitrine, but I didn't go inside. I took a seat at the bar, tucked in the corner with a view of the private dining area. She arrived around 7:30, in a dress I'd never seen before. Laughing, confident. A man walked beside her, tall, well-dressed. His hand rested on the small of her back. She didn't move away. Around 9:45, the server brought the check. She handed over my card proudly like she was queen for the night. Then came the moment. The waiter returned, whispered to her. I saw her smile fade. She checked her phone, started typing. My phone buzzed. Marcus, the card's not working. Something's wrong. Call me now. Another message. This is serious. I look stupid in front of everyone. 5 more messages followed. Finally, I replied, look behind you. Her eyes scanned the restaurant until they landed on me. Her expression collapsed. I stood, walked toward her table slowly, calmly, an envelope in my pocket. A few of her colleagues looked at me, whispering. Isn't that your driver? Someone asked. I smiled. Actually, I was, Vanessa's boyfriend. 2 years. I pulled out the photos. Us on vacations, at family dinners, her wearing that dress she claimed she bought. I laid them on the table. I'm also the guy who paid for this dinner you're now trying to put on a canceled card. Vanessa was frozen. I looked around the table. She introduced me as her driver at her office party. But I paid for the party. Funny, huh? Gasps. Awkward glances. Vanessa hissed. Can we talk outside? No need, I said. I just came to say happy birthday. And let you know the card. Yeah, canceled it yesterday. She went pale. You did what? I adjusted my jacket. Also, about that grateful comment. Number, I'm not grateful you let me in. But I'm damn grateful you showed me who you are. I turned to the rest of the table. Enjoy your evening. The check's all yours, Vanessa. She grabbed my arm. You can't just leave. I looked down at her hand. Off. Then I walked out. The chaos behind me, her yelling, people scrambling to split the bill, I didn't look back. Over the next week, she blew up my phone. Apologies, anger, desperation. I blocked her. She came to my house. I didn't answer. A week later, her coworker messaged me. Vanessa got reported to HR. She'd been lying about her position, claiming credit for projects she wasn't even on. The man at dinner, a senior developer, he dumped her the day after the dinner. 2 weeks later, her parents showed up at my house. apologized, said she lost her job, moved back home. They handed me an envelope, reimbursement for the dress, the basket, the dinner, $925. Said they made her sell her designer stuff to pay me back. I thanked them and closed the door. Now, I'm seeing someone new, a teacher. When I told her I worked in construction, she smiled and said, "That's cool. What kind of projects do you take on?" That's all I needed to hear. Some people show you who they are in one brutal moment. Others reveal it little by little. Either way, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. It's been 5 months since I walked out of that restaurant and out of Vanessa's life. Since then, life's been peaceful, quiet. I've been focused on expanding my business, picked up 2 new contracts, hired more hands, and even leased a second truck. It's honest work, but now it's growing and finally getting the recognition it deserves. Vanessa, though, after her meltdown at the restaurant, word spread fast. Apparently, that driver moment became the stuff of office gossip legend. Her coworkers started questioning her credibility. One of them leaked screenshots of her texts, how she bragged about manipulating me for money, how she said I was useful but not presentable. A week later, HR called her in. Then they let her go. Her apartment? Too expensive. She moved back in with her parents, who, bless them, were kind enough to send me a check for $925. That was the last time I thought I'd hear from her. I was wrong. Last Friday morning, I got a LinkedIn message from Vanessa. Not a text, not an email, a LinkedIn message. "Hi, Marcus. I hope you're doing well. I heard you've been expanding your company. I wanted to know if you're hiring. I'm open to admin, HR, or customer service. Please let me know." I stared at the screen for 5 full minutes. This woman, who introduced me as her driver, who used my money to impress a man she was cheating with, was now asking me for a job. At first, I ignored it. Then came the second message. "Marcus, I know I made mistakes. I'm not proud of how I treated you. I lost everything. You were the only one who actually believed in me. Please, can we talk?" This time I replied, "Meet me Monday, 10 a.m., my site office." She showed up, on time, dressed sharp, hair pulled back, but different, like all the fire in her had been dimmed. "Thank you for agreeing to see me," she said, not quite meeting my eyes. I motioned to the seat across from my desk. She sat, clutching her bag like it might float away. "I'll be honest," she said. "I've been applying everywhere. No one's calling back. My old company blacklisted me. Word got around." I nodded. "I know. I I messed up. I was selfish. I thought appearances were everything. But when everyone walked away and I had no job, no home, no reputation, I realized you were the only person who was real with me." She looked up, eyes glassy. "I'm not asking you to forgive me. I just need a chance. I'll do anything. Admin, cleanup, errands. I just want to work." I paused. Then I slid a folder across the table. "This is a list of local companies I know, ones that owe me favors. Call them. Mention my name." She blinked. "You're not hiring me?" I shook my head. "No. But why not?" Her voice cracked. "Because I'm not your second chance. I already gave you that. You set it on fire. Now you rebuild without using me as a crutch." She swallowed hard. "So you brought me here to turn me down?" "Number, I brought you here so you could look me in the eye, so I could see if you were still playing games. And I believe you're sorry. But being sorry doesn't make you right for my company. My people, they're loyal. They work hard. They value respect. You never did." Silence. She stood up, took the folder slowly. "I understand. Thank you for this, and for not throwing me out." As she turned to leave, I said, "Vanessa." She paused. "I don't hate you, but I'll never forget the look in your eyes when you called me your driver. That wasn't just a lie, it was who you really were." Then she left. I stood there for a while after she was gone. Mixed feelings, sure. But mostly, relief. That chapter of my life had finally closed. The following week, I got a call from Kemi, one of the contractors on my newest project. Hey, boss, she said, laughing. Funny thing, this woman just showed up at our supplier's office claiming she's your ex and wants to prove she's changed. Said she'll work for free if they send you a good word. I shook my head. Let her work. Just don't put her near any cash. The truth? People change. But some lessons, they have to learn the hard way. And me? I'm not bitter. I'm better. Better because I know now. When someone sees you as beneath them, they'll always find a way to push you down. But when you rise, they come crawling. Believe in yourself first, because someday, the ones who looked down on you will need to look up to even see you. It's been 3 months since Vanessa walked out of my office with her head down and a folder full of job leads. I honestly didn't expect to hear from her again. But the world has a strange sense of humor. Last week, I attended a construction expo in Abuja, networking, signing new deals, meeting suppliers. After a panel talk, I walked into the lounge to grab a drink. And there she was, Vanessa, wearing a modest blue dress, no designer bag, no fake lashes, just herself. Natural, present, real. She saw me before I could look away. And this time, she didn't run. She approached. Marcus, she said gently. Can we talk for a minute? I gave a cautious nod. We stepped to the side. I just wanted to say thank you, she said, for not hiring me. I raised a brow. She smiled. One of those companies you referred me to? They didn't just hire me, they mentored me. I've been learning operations, procurement, and logistics. I'm even helping them pitch for a small government contract next month. I blinked. Honestly, I was surprised. That's impressive. She nodded. It humbled me, made me look in the mirror. I realized I built my life on impressing people instead of building something for myself. There was an awkward silence. Then she looked me dead in the eyes and said, I'm not here to ask for another chance with you. You've moved on. I can see it. I'm just here to say sorry, genuinely, and thank you for showing me who I really was. I smiled. Well, you're welcome. And I'm glad you found your path. She hesitated. You were a good man, Marcus. I just didn't recognize it. I hope the woman in your life now does. She turned to walk away. And just then, Kemi walked up beside me, handing me my phone. Babe, your client from Port Harcourt just called. He's moving the site visit to Friday. Vanessa glanced back, saw us, and gave a small nod before disappearing into the crowd. Kemi looked at me. Old friend? Old lesson, I replied. As we left the expo, I thought about everything. Vanessa wasn't evil. She was just a mirror of the world we live in, obsessed with status, blind to substance. But life has a way of humbling people. The same woman who mocked my hustle now builds her future on lessons learned from it. Me, I'm not rich yet, but I'm getting there. And more importantly, I'm respected. Because I stayed true to myself, even when someone I loved couldn't see my worth. So if someone ever calls you just a driver, keep driving. Because one day, the same people who looked down on you will wish they were riding shotgun. Thank you, my amazing subscribers. Wow, what a journey. If you've made it to the end of this story, I just want to take a moment to say thank you. Your support means everything to me. Every time you watch, like, and comment, you're helping keep this channel alive and growing. And trust me, the best is yet to come. I see all your comments. I feel your love, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you. If this story touched your heart, hit that like button and drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think. Your thoughts and feedback inspire me to create even more powerful stories. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss a new upload. More shocking twists, emotional journeys, and real-life lessons are on the way, and I don't want you to miss a single one. Together, we're building an incredible community, and I'm so grateful to have you on this journey with me. Stay strong, stay inspired, and remember, sometimes life's greatest lessons come from the most unexpected moments. See you in the next story.